Hello, everyone. My name is Dio Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from round 3 of the European Championships here, the official FFG Euros. Super excited to be here. Let's go ahead and start by breaking down these lists. Alberto Nogales out of Spain is bringing in first order squad with 4 Zeta Squadron survivors. These are the Initiative 2 SF pilots with concussion missiles and passive sensors. In addition is Scorch with Fanatical. Michael Alfredo Zanco is bringing a 2-ship scum list, Boba Fett and Fen Rao. Now, just listening in here, okay. Anyway, Boba Fett has Fearless, Maul, Proximity Mines, Hull Upgrade, and Slave 1. Fen Rao with just Fearless. That's a pretty deep bid there by Michael. He's at 184 points. And super excited to see how this matchup turns out. First Order versus Scum. Let's go ahead and choose your champion. It's very easy to participate in our polls. Thank you to everybody who has done so in the past. And let's go ahead and keep the tradition going. If you're in the Twitch chat, your numbers will be actually polled on the screen. If you type number 1 in the chat, that's a vote for Alberto. 2 is a vote for Michael. First Order or Scum, who do you think has the advantage in this matchup? All right, now I want to talk about some of the tools that each of the lists have as we start to get into our first engagements here. Looks like, I know YouTube, you guys currently aren't polled on the screen. There's no way to bring those numbers together, but looking like YouTube is favoring player 2 at the moment. That's the Scum list. Now, some of the tools that Alberto has in his list. Passive sensors, we've seen become a very, very consistent card that's going to be used quite a bit by a lot of players. Did he hit that rock? He did not. The way that works is you spend the charge, okay? You spend the charge, and when the charge is inactive, during the engagement phase, you're allowed to do a target lock when that specific ship is engaging before it shoots. Now, the cheeky thing with these SFs is they actually can shoot missiles out the back and the front. So what you'll see them do, they'll passive sensors. Okay, passive sensors is step 1. Step 2, you get the lock, and you can, because of the rules with how linked actions work, you can link the lock into a rotate. So if you're relying on the missiles and you still have them in the tank, you actually don't even need to worry about where your arc is until the engagement phase. You basically just need to point in the direction that you think they might go, and if they fly behind you, you'll have a shot anyway. Very, very good tech there. Scorch rounds out the list nicely, is able to take a stress in order to roll an additional attack die. Now, for the Scum, Michael bringing here just some of the best Scum tech that exists right now on these 2 ships. Now, the question is 2 ships enough? We'll have to find out. I don't know. But the Fearless upgrade on both of these ships allow them to change 1 die to a hit when attacking. Looks like he might have range for the target lock there right off the bat. Yes, he does. Okay. Fen is going to move here. Maul gives Boba Fett a force to work with every turn. He also can take a stress token to flip that force charge. He has a proximity mine, which can be released during the system phase. And if somebody runs over it, they're going to take a damage and roll 2 dice to see if they have additional damage. All right, I think we're going to have our first engagement here. One hit. Spends the lock. Whiffs on that one too. Just one hit. Got one. Michael just said that's why I wanted to use my dice. Michael, don't be tempted. The Gold Squadron dice curse, man. Every player who's ever used different dice on the stream has lost since we started doing shared dice. Don't fall into the trap. All jokes aside, let's continue here. A whole upgrade just makes Boba just a little more beefier, bringing him up to 11 health. And the Slave 1 title gives gives Boba Fett a lot of maneuverability. So what it does is, for instance, if Boba Fett has a hard 1 or hard 2 to the left dialed in, he can, or let's say he has a hard 2 to the left, he can just, on the fly, when it's his turn to reveal his dial, switch that to the other side for, honestly, no penalty. It's really good. It's a pretty undercosted card individually, but because it's on a chassis that had its points raised, that's why it's not as expensive. It is by far the best title in our current points. When it comes down to who I think might win this game, you know, Alberto has a lot of shots. He's got a lot of shots, and it really depends on what the approach is. Michael has the initiative advantage, obviously, and that could be huge. Apostasis, yes, you're correct. But what I'm saying is that every person who has used not the stream dice has lost. It's just an interesting trend. That's what I'm saying. Oh, it didn't. There we go. Because I had another view open. Sometimes it gets caught up there. I'm not muted. You can hear me. We do have a view of the cards as needed. I'm actually going to work on making that view a little better for myself so I can address them as needed. I'll give you guys a little peek at the card cam so you guys can see what that looks like for when it's time to actually check. Here's what that card cam looks like. You can see the layout of the cards there. Continuing that approach around the rock, 1 bank, passive sensors, most likely. Excuse me, 1 forward, passive sensors. Alrighty, Alberto going 3 bank away. Focus rotate to the back because he already has a target lock. He's hoping to get him some Boba Fett. And Scorch. 2 forward. So Alberto covering 2 angles. He's got shots going this way, and of course, the majority of the fire is right there in the center. Boba Fett revealing a 2 hard to the left. He's going to keep it. So right now, Boba Fett is sitting in what looks to be 2-3 arcs, if yellow is in range. Boost there is going to get him out of 2 of them, no longer in pink and yellow, and have a nice shot into green. Fenn doing what Fenn does, 5 straight. Does he have space for the boost? Did he hit the rock? Oh. He did hit the rock. No focus. He'll have Concordia on pink. That might be the game right there. That is tough. Fenral looking for the dice to save him here. Looks to be range 1. One reroll because Boba Fett has a force and a sorry, just a force because he boosted. I think you spend it here. He's going to be shooting everything into Fenral. There's no reason not to spend it. Just 3. Gets all 3 of them there. Scorch. Look at it. If he would have spent the force, Scorch would be dead. But did he? The thing that I think I just heard him say he got a double damage. Is that true? No, that's not what it was. Okay. Not sure what the crits are. We can check here in a little bit. Oh, he had Fearless too. Missed trigger there. Fanatical's going to be on for, oh, but he has a focus anyway. Two hits. The force for no damage. Passive sensors lock. Spends a charge on the concussion missile. Here comes 3 dice. Uses the lock. Two hits. 1 hit. Next shot, yellow, same deal. One, spend the target lock. 2. Whiffs. Oh, and then concussion missile flips one of the cards and takes him off of the board. And they're going to go ahead and acquire their other locks with passive sensors. Whew. As a back arc shot into and Boba Fett Natty's there. All right. Now, here's the funny thing. With the maneuverability of Boba Fett, this isn't actually over for Michael. I know it looks one-sided, one ship versus 5, but Boba Fett has a lot of movement tools. We'll see what happens. Couple other things to remember here. Concussions missiles have a total of 3 charges on them. Three total were used in that volley into Fenrau, or 2 into Fen, 1 into Boba. The passive sensors is going to be a problem, of course, for Boba Fett. I think some good range control. He has 54 minutes. Good range control and keeping up the pace of play would give him an opportunity to have a chance. Before we go too far, let me remind you guys that this round is brought to you by Curled Paw Creatives. Use coupon code TEAMUSA for 20% off. Also want to remind you guys that there's another game being streamed here at Euros of X-Wing on First Earth. If you're not familiar with their channel, you can actually find the link to them by typing !Euros, and it'll be in the information that pops up when you type that. All right, 1 forward. Alberto playing the patient game. That's the correct move there. I want to see Alberto use that back arc on Boba here. He might be tempted to go in this corner, but I think a 1 hard out might be good. One bank. One bank here as well. He's going to bump, no action. But I believe yellow is target lock number 3. And so he's not going to have an action this turn. A little bit of a misplay here by Alberto. White will make it. 3 harding around. Couple people asking about how the Americans are doing. Marcel 0-2. Tyler Tippett 0-2. Not sure how the rest of the guys are doing. Scorch, hard 1. Yeah, the hard 1 to the left on Boba Fett looking real good right now. Hard 1. You could boost. White's going to have a target lock. That's number 4. Does have a target lock there already. There's the 1 hard to the left. Looking at his options there, so he's going to go ahead and focus. He's only taking, he's taking 2 shots. I would have liked to see the boost there. Boost forward would have got him out of range of maybe pink and white. No, it wouldn't have. I see in that range ruler there. It's a good call by Michael. Boba Fett reroll. Oh, he only rolled 3 dice. It's range 1, isn't it? He must have gone into one of the other ones. Here's Scorch taking a shot. Boba Fett safe. Has a shield stacked. All right. Target lock spent. Only one. Got one. Spends a focus. Reroll from Scorch. Spends a force. Takes 2. One shield left. All right. Another, I feel like he didn't. Yeah, missiles on the first attack. Might have been a weapons failure. Let me go check out what those crits were. Yeah, Scorch has double weapons failure. That's why. That's why things are at that state, and now it makes sense why. Why Michael didn't fire at him. At range 2, Scorch can't touch him. Next ship moving here. 2 turn. Focus. Prox Mine did kill Scorch there. That's why he got taken off the board. Put out of his misery by Boba Fett. 1 charge less on that Prox Mine. Huh. That looks like a Talon roll. There we go. Talon roll on that medium base executed perfectly. It's a very common mistake on the Talon rolls. One. I've said it many times, the dice giveth and taketh away. Today they've been, I would say, a lot colder than they were yesterday. Spends the lock on the 3 eyeballs. 2. Spends the force. Last shield on Boba Fett. What are Boba Fett's options here? Let's look at Boba Fett's dial here. Fire Spray has the 1, 2, and 3 forward as well as the 1 banks. How can he avoid the most number of shots? To avoid, because bumping into one of the SFs isn't a bad thing. You take away a shot, though of course you would prefer an arc dodge and have some type of defensive action or offensive action. This is I'm not sure where Boba to go, because if I'm Alberto, I know that Boba's options are 1 bank, 1 forward, 2 and 3. And the straights just seem bad. I'm gonna probably 1 bank this guy, 1 bank this, 1 bank this, and that covers a lot of it. If you want to get a little more aggressive, you could 2-turn. You could 2-turn that SF to cover the hard turn boost. But he's stressed. He can't even do that. He had 1 bank boost to the bottom. One bank. One straight. 1 bank to the left, looking better. Depends on where white goes. Of course, you still have red there at the top of the table. Not dealing any extra damage those last couple turns is going to hurt Boba. Focus, rotate. Hard 3. And barrel, he's going for that block on the 1 bank. Rotating to the back. And there was the 1 bank to the left. Oh, no, it's to the right. Oh, he's using Slave 1. Slave 1 forward. Oh, it might have been. He's going to get an action here. It might have been better just to take the bump, though. All right, he's going into white. Range 1. Reroll with Boba Fett. Spend the focus for hit, hit, crit. Takes hit, crit. That's half points on the white marked SF. Out the back, range 1, 3 dice. 1 crit. Boba, he's going to re-roll the blank, see if he can get the natty evade. Uses the force. All modifications are out. Passive sensors. A lock on to Boba. Here come another concussion missile. Hit crit. I think it was a cock die in the box. Target lock. Hit, crit, crit. And out of options there. He's going to be eating those. Oh, he got the, he got -1 agility times 2, guys. Structural damage. 2 of those for Boba Fett. This is all damage. Just whatever he rolls here. Down to 1. Man, this game could have been... This game could have been so different if he didn't hit that rock in the beginning. Because it served up Boba Fett. No focus. Four straight boosts would have put him in a beautiful spot where he was range 1 to 2 of the SFs. And him and Boba Fett probably could have taken out at least a ship. Fenn would have probably lived. Man, that's a tough one. Nobody has a normal Twitch name where it's, like Bob. It's always weird stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start by giving away this FFG official Death Rain. All right, if you guys haven't seen, this is what it looks like. So FFG official Death Rain. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Get it.
It goes to Macria.
There you go, Macria. Congratulations. Remember, if you win, !win in the chat so that we can send you the stuff so you can fill it out. Next one, we have a Grand Inquisitor alt art by the Militant Casuals group. 3, 2, 1, get it.
Dart Raven 1979.
Boom. Next we have from Team Hungary. They gave me a set of alt arts, one for each of their pilots with their team lists on the back. Okay, this is a piece of XTC history. Which one should we give away? You choose.
Maybe this one, Obi-Wan.
All right, Obi-Wan Kenobi here. There's the art.
Very nice one.
And the list on the back from Team Hungary. 3, 2, 1, roll it.
Twitch.
I think it might be Twitch, Ram, Twitch. Yeah.
Twitch, Ram, Twitch.
The names are always super weird. And last but not least for this round, we're going to go ahead and give away this countdown. 3, 2, 1, get it.
Oh my God.
We got
Al Jabba's Gentleman.
There you go. You got it. I was like, wait, what is it? You got it before I did. All right, guys. Now, before we let you go here, we're going to do a couple more giveaways. I want to remind you guys that giveaways are brought to you by Hanson Brothers Gaming. You can go ahead and check out their Kickstarter. Type !euros in the chat for the links to their Kickstarter, as well as Curled Paw Creatives, and to the First Earth stream, who's streaming the other table. Obviously, this game ended a little bit early. Mache. Mache.
It's good. It's my first name.
It is, right?
It is.
I said the right one.
Yeah.
Okay, haha.
And you said it perfectly.
Well, because I had in my orchestra when I was a kid, the second violin player in my orchestra was super Polish.
Okay.
Super Polish. His name was Maciek as well.
Good.
So I know that name. It's special to me. So tell me what it is like playing in this Polish meta out here in Euros, because see, the thing is, people in America, people watching in the future, they maybe don't understand what it is maybe compared to what we see over there.
Well, it's very competitive for sure. Very competitive. You can win against everybody and you can lose against everybody.
Yeah.
So I think we got a very high level of play here in Poland.
Agreed.
But to be honest, I travel a lot to USA, and top USA players are top notch. Very good, very good.
Awesome.
So it's pretty comparable.
Good players everywhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. But here in Europe, it's more dense, so you have more possibilities to play against different opponents.
Right. Yeah. The population density.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Exactly. And travel is a lot cheaper, so we can do more exercises.
Yeah, more events. Absolutely. And I think that's one of the things where some U.S. players go, why don't we have 400 people? Like the UK Open, right? There was almost 400 people.
No, it was 500, I believe, or something
Sorry,
like this.
500.
But I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of people.
A lot.
And that's the population density and how easy it is to travel. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Helps
I've been to like 8 System Open series.
Yeah.
So it's easy. Yeah, of course, I've been to.
You've been to Adepticon too, right?
The Chicago one as well, but It's easier here in Poland.
Paul Stryker in the chest is almost 600 actually.
Oh yeah.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. Almost 600. I don't want to cheap your numbers.
I've been there.
Yeah,
but I didn't count it.
Right. All right, guys. We're gonna do a couple more giveaways, but thank you guys for hanging out. We have 26 minutes left on the clock. Pairings, I would say probably be back in about 35 minutes. Let's do a couple more. We have. You know what? We just had Boba Fett. We have a double-sided Boba Fett. This is from East Coast Games. Double-sided Boba Fett. You have the pilot on one side,
Very nice
the
one.
crew on the back. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Get it.
Shane 21408.
Boom. You got it. And let's finish this off with another double-sided card from East Coast. This is Darth Vader
Darth Vader.
and Darth Vader. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Get it.
Kali Toolman.
Boom. You got it. All right, guys, we'll be back. When we come back with our giveaways for round 4, 5, and 6, we're going to be showing off some of the painted ships we're giving off tomorrow and some of the other goodies that we have coming up here that we're going to be giving away for the Australian System Open that we're streaming next week. And then after that, I have the hyperspace trial for my squadron, for my store. And then I'm taking a break.
This guy is crazy. He's streaming 5 days in a row, no sleep. Then he's going to Australia, 3 days trip, and then next streaming. It's
love it.
Crazy.
I love it. All right, guys. We'll be back. Thanks for joining me, man.
No problem.